Today is a Battement Fondu tutorial. I am only showing the coordination of the legs at the bar today. I'll do the arms and center combinations in a different video. Fondue means to melt, as you know. One foot moves to sur le coup de pied while the other leg simultaneously does a demi-plie, and then both legs straighten out simultaneously. Simultaneously is the key word here. Traditionally, fondue extended to the floor as a tendu, but nowadays you almost never see that, and it's almost always taught going to 45 degrees or 90 degrees. It can be done flat or with releve. And as you can guess by the term to melt, this is a slow, smooth, and controlled flowy movement. But why do we do fondue anyway? Fondue prepares us for any movement in which we push off or land on one leg. This is a chance to stabilize your knees and make sure they are lining up over your toes. If you ever feel pain or twisting in your knee, you might need to take a smaller plie, make sure your heels are down, and don't twist your ankles forward. The whole point of fondue is to resist that twisting. We want to line up our joints so that we can prevent injury and land safely when we jump. Landing on a twisted knee is painful and dangerous, so we should be thankful for fondue at the bar. Fondue also refines our coordination whenever we need to bend and extend our legs simultaneously, but it is mostly seen in jumps, anything that requires us to safely land on one leg with no wobbles. So your plie and your sur le coup de pied happen at the same time. Yes, coup de pied, not coupe. I already talked about this in a different video. Both knees bend equally and simultaneously at the same time, and then both legs extend simultaneously. Some methods will wrap the foot in sur le coup de pied, but the current preference in the Vaganova method does not wrap for fondue. So in sur le coup de pied devant, your pinky toe touches just above your ankle bone, and then when you do sur le coup de pied derrière, the heel touches the base of your calf muscle, but your toes are still pointed away from you. We also have a double fondue, which is where you just do an additional releve before a plie and extending the leg. I believe this is done to train your coup de pied to lock in place so it doesn't bounce around when you do jumps, like a temps leve, for example. Whenever I teach fondue to children, I have them stand facing the mirror and tell them to make a diamond shape with their knees each time before straightening. My hope is that this trains them to bend both legs equally, rather than favoring one leg over the other and making a crooked diamond. Let's go over some common mistakes that I want you to be aware of. The most common mistake is straightening the standing leg before straightening the working leg. This is why I said simultaneously is the key word for fondue. Another common mistake is being too bouncy and sharp and throwing your leg. Also, starting with a nice turned out coup de pied but then turning in as you extend is common. And slightly less common, but I'm guilty of this, overcrossing sur le coup de pied. I overcross all the time. So we can prevent these mistakes by maintaining your turnout from your butt and your thigh all the way down to your heel. This is a squeezy, resistant kind of movement. And if you have a mirror to the side, make sure you can always see your kneecap in that side mirror. That's how you know you're turning out. Whenever I extend to the front or the back, I imagine the back of my knee pressing into the wall rather than down to the floor. That helps me maintain my turnout. For some reason, extending to the front always feels the most difficult for me. To the side is a little bit more forgiving, and derriere is really where I work my derriere. My butt cheek is rotating so hard to try to maintain that turnout. We are fighting the body's natural impulse to turn in, but we have to squeeze through it. So this was just a basic beginner video showing you the coordination of the legs. In the future, I will make additional videos explaining the arms and some fondue combinations at the bar in the center so we can get really good at this. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. Stay salty, everybody.